Hi, and welcome back to the shop. Here's a fun, simple project and a useful project that'll help you learn everything you need to know about working with veneer. Support for this project is provided by GL Veneer. Visit GL Veneer at glveneer.com to see their large selection of wood veneer and live edge slabs. As you can see, this is a simple 5-sided box covering a box of Kleenex. And I'm building the box with 1/2-inch plywood. I've already ripped the plywood to width, and now we'll cut it to length. The sides of the box need to be 5 inches long, so I've set up a stop block, and I'll cut both sides to length. The front, back, and top of the box need to be 10 1/8, so again, I've set up a stop block, and I'll cut the parts to length. Now I'll attach the front and back to the sides with a little wood glue and 1¼ inch nails in the nail gun. I'll make sure that I'm flush at the top and on the sides, and 2 nails is all you'll need. You may want to clamp the parts together, really whatever is easiest for you. Once you have the 2 sides on, I think it's easier to turn the box on its side and attach the back that way. It just helps lining up the edge, I think, a little bit easier. Quick tip when you're using a nail gun to avoid blowouts: hold the gun like this and not like this, because when the nail comes out of the gun, it's more likely to bend this way or that way. It generally never goes forward or back. So you'll see I'm always holding the nail gun like this. And you can see there are no blowouts. Before I attach the top, I'll drill an 1¾ inch hole in the center. Drilling a large hole into a small part can be dangerous because your workpiece can spin. To prevent that, I've clamped the workpiece to the drill press. I'll use a roundover bit in the router to soften the hard edge of the hole on the inside of the box. Again, I'm using a little wood glue to attach the top to the box with 1¼ inch nails. To fill the nail holes, I'm using joint compound. For larger projects, I use auto body Bondo, but for a small project like this, joint compound will be fine. I also like to fill some of the plywood end grain, just because you have little voids there, and this area is going to get painted, but I want it to be nice and smooth. The joint compound is really easy to sand, so I like to fill some of the end grain of the plywood as well. And I'll sand the box and sand the joint compound at the same time. Here's the box that I built yesterday. The joint compound is dry, so I can go ahead and sand it smooth. Okay, I'm almost ready to veneer, but before I do, I'm going to paint the inside of the box, the edge at the bottom, and inside the hole here to seal the wood and give it a more finished look. The paint has dried, so now I'm ready to veneer the box. I did get a little paint on the outside of the box when I was painting the inside, and I just quickly sanded that off the top and the side, so I've got a nice smooth surface for the veneer. I'm cutting the veneer a 1/2 inch larger than the width of the box. That'll give me a 1/4 inch overhang on all 4 sides. Since the length of the box is 10 1/8, I'll cross cut the veneer at 10 5/8. The width of the box is 6 inches, so I'm cutting the veneer at 6 1/2. I'm applying the veneer with contact cement, and this stuff stinks pretty bad, so usually I wear a respirator. Since I'm making a video, I'm going to forego that. And I also like to leave the barn after applying the contact cement. I just don't like to be around it. Plus, there's nothing you can do because this takes about 15 minutes to dry. So I apply the contact cement to the back of the veneer, and I'll put this to the side. I'm doing the sides of the box first. And once I finish with the back of the veneer, then I'll apply the contact cement to the side of the box. Since this is a small project, I can do both sides at the same time because I'm going to flip the box over and rest it on what I call nailers. It's just a screw going through a piece of wood. And the box will sit on these, and that side will dry, and I can work on this side now. Okay, now I'm going to let this dry to touch. It'll take about 15 minutes. It's been about 15 minutes. I've allowed the contact cement to dry. You can test it with the back of your hand. And now I'll carefully position the veneer, allowing for about a 1/4 of an inch overhang on all 4 sides. Instead of a J-roller, I'm using a piece of plywood with a round over on the edge to apply a little pressure to the veneer and make sure I get a good bond. I'll do that on both sides. Before I can apply the veneer to the front and back of the box, I'll need to trim the edge using a flush cut bit in the router. I've trimmed the veneer flush, but before I apply the next piece of veneer, I'm using a sanding block. I'm just going to give it a little sanding, kind of to get rid of any of that fringe. Notice I'm pushing in because I don't want to break the veneer. Sometimes I'll give a little swirl action, and that looks pretty good, so I'll apply the veneer to the front and back. Again, I've allowed the contact cement to dry, and contact cement only sticks to contact cement, so you can use sticks like I'm using here to help place the veneer with small pieces like the sides. It's really not that important, but as you get into bigger projects, the sticks really help you place the veneer so you don't apply it in the wrong place, because it's very difficult to remove, maybe even impossible once you put it in place. And again, I'll trim off the overhang with a flush cut bit in the router. Now I'll repeat the process for the top of the box. Again, I've let the contact cement dry, and I'll use the sticks to help position the veneer. Just kind of get it pretty close to where I think I've got an even reveal all around. A little pressure on this side. Remove the sticks. And even pressure as I move the veneer from one side to the next. Now I'll find the center of the box and carefully drill a 1/2 inch hole. Oh, that's not too bad. It's all going to get cleaned out with a flush cut bit now. I'll take the flush cut bit, drop it in that hole, and clean it up. You can see that I went through the paint a little bit, so I'm going to touch that up before I apply the finish to the box. I gave the box a light sanding, being careful to not sand through the veneer. And now the box is ready for its first coat of water locks. And you'll see how the finish really brings out the beauty of this Claro walnut veneer. Okay, well here they are with a few coats of finish, and I think they look great. Just a fun project, something that you can start and finish in a day or two. Can't say that about most woodworking projects. If you do end up building one and you're on Instagram, post it and tag me, I'll repost it in a story. And if you'd like to build other veneer projects, I have a ton of projects on my website with plans, and they all have video tutorials right here on YouTube designed to help guide you through the project. If you want to see what this looks like in my house, stick around to the end, and I'm going to bring it in right now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and would like to build the furniture for your home, please visit my website at johnpeters.com for a large variety of furniture projects and plans available. From beginner to advanced woodworking projects, I'm sure you'll find a project that will match your woodworking skill level and taste in furniture. Each project has step-by-step video tutorials right here on YouTube designed to help guide you through the project and help you build something I know you'll be proud of. Thanks again, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. That's a great way to help me continue to make long-format project videos just like this one.